Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the show, the podcast you all been waiting for. We have a faithful crowd here with the you know what I noticed when I do these shows, I got a different audience. Some people just are here at the same shows, but people really be looking forward to the multiplayer. Like the multiplayer is wild, bro. You know, you never know what you may hear on the multiplayer. Hold on one second. Let me mute myself in the background. People are still joining. Shout out to everyone within the chat. If you said what's up to me, I do apologize. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm not looking at the screen. So I'm still posting link. He said I saw this, but I didn't know what you guys talking about. Some Alex, you must have watched. What you talking about? They talking about the Edge one. What you guys talking about? You was seeing what on who channel? What you talking about? He said, "Oh, my man, Urban Tank Gamer." He said, "No fan, P Rock." Hey, listen, I sent Porter Rock the link, man. I sent him the link. I text him. I ain't heard nothing back from him. No, I'm in front of my man P Rock dunking these L's like that. You got, you know what I mean? You know, you took that L during the beach fire, Mr. MPD, Mr. Share My Screen.
To try to take people time to recuperate. You know?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Push
Oh wait,
hold
on. Oh, they looking for me. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's really hood or what's really good, man. So
let them push them out the window like that.
I'm about to inbox you right now all day. But anyway, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody's all right? I'm posting I'm sending the link.
He's still sending links out and tagging everyone.
I'm running a little late behind because I did a little show, you know what I mean, earlier. I told you show, but we're gonna get into that because D's defined it. I'm sorry, he won't take his L in peace. Let me see all day.
You gonna get this L tonight, boy.
It's gonna be a great show, man. It's been
you gonna take this L.
That's right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's been getting heat behind the scenes.
Put on my
been at each other. Z saying D gonna take an L. D saying he ain't going. So it's gonna be a great show.
Black on black crime, dread versus dread.
Crime is D
said. Yo, he said you got a sewing.
When D comes into the room, there's a presence, bro. There's a presence. Remember that.
Oh, you will feel those presents tonight in the form of facts.
We got piccolos playing and
shout out to everybody
and strings and
let's go.
Everybody, what's up, my man? First, let me do this right. Zach Kareem, shout out to you, good brother. Alex, PSX, what's going on? My man Zach Kareem, my man Defiant, shout out to Patreon supporter. Gunny FPS. Who else? Brian Baker. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, my man, Brian Baker? I haven't seen you took that L in Gears of War, Brian. You gotta come back and get some get back. My man Lex Perez, seducing vocals. What's going on, my man? Hit the like button, of course. Shang Fu. We got Shang Fu from Bang Bang in here, my man. Urban Gamer. All right, hold up. My man, of course, Neverland X is here looking for Blue. Blue ain't here today, but Neverland, but thank you for joining. My man Neverland Let's got a thing for Blue. My man Griffin Gaming, my brother, also too a big, a Patreon supporting. My man, of course, Lex Hazard. Well, I'm still letting the room fill up, and I'm still posting the link. My man Jason Alien, also too, I'd like to give a shout out. I almost forgot to my brother Robert Ballou. Today is his birthday. Cool cat, man. Usually, he always get me like Xbox Live or stuff for my birthday and stuff. He got me a few things for my birthday. So again, shout out to my brother Robert Ballou.
You know, my birthday tomorrow. I need a little Xbox.
Yeah, I know, man. Myself, you know what I mean? My man, shout out to my man Post, aka Splendor Daddy. You know what I mean? My man,
you ain't shit
like that. You
shouted you out.
Fuck next gen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold up. Who we got here today? Let me see what I got going. I got All Day D, Fonzarelli, Juice, myself, and Master. Somebody probably joined. I sent Porter Rock the link. I texted
Post up with the dump truck. What up, bro?
I ain't seen him, man. I know I haven't heard from my man P. Diddy named him Pretty. You know what I mean? Mr. Share My Screen, Mr. MPD.
Mr. MPD King.
Yeah, share my screen. I'm Mr. MPD. My man
push me out the window.
straight stood up top, knocked him out, and urinated in his mouth. Man, I ain't heard from Porter Rock since.
Come on, Porter Rock.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm even texting. I want him. You ain't working either, Porter Rock. Not at this time. Not at this hour. But again, shout out to everyone within the chat. We're gonna have a great show today. We're gonna talk about a few things. I got the chance yesterday to play the Xbox One X, Gears of War. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Blew my mind, literally blew my mind. It's not the first time that I played it. I saw the Horizon, you know what I mean. But we're gonna talk about that also. We're gonna talk about Sony's Jim Ryan taking a shot. What did he say? What did he say? Post about the Xbox One X? You did post? No, he did.
Yeah, I'm here.
What did Jim Ryan say about the X?
He pretty much said that the specs are interesting, but the games do not look better.
Oh wow. Ooh. All right. Okay. All right. We got my man D. D's defying it. He said he's not taking the L. Just to refresh you before we get
I can't take an L that belongs to you, bro. It's all yours.
Just listen from you guys that have been here. I always ask the question. We're gonna get into this too, though. Always ask you guys, what has Phil given us? You know, they make you sing his praise. I said, as far as the game wise, everything came from Donnie D. Whatever your son said, some guys said no, he gave us the Slim. Some guys say he bought us the X. And I said no, they signed a deal years ago for multiple SoCs. So this is where this thing comes from. And D told me I was ignorant to the facts. That's not how it works. But we're gonna get into all that today on the Multiplayer Podcast. My man Timothy Warren, Jason Elliott, man, shout out to all you guys, my man. Ace Junkie Media, you just sent me a message on Xbox. I just seen it pop up on my screen. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but shout out to you too. What's my man? Big OG Gaming. My man, so you trying to get on? What's up? You trying to get down with the broadband bullies? Hit me on Twitter. You know what I mean? You gotta follow us on also too on Twitter. We got a Discord pop. We got everything, man. And we get the particular how to get the. I need, like I said, 3 more people. Anyway, so Fonz, we'll start with you. You're the guest today. You knew here. You've been here for a couple times.
Yeah.
Now, you were on last week. Were you on last week also?
Yep.
Okay, it was last week. Okay, last week. It was only last week, right? What was the Puerto Rock's conversation? 20 minutes. What was the conversation about? What were we talking about last week? Were we talking about Assassin's Creed?
Last week we were talking about Assassin's Creed and the possibility of that 60 frames per second coming by way of D's informant.
Look, I have to take the L on that one, guys.
Today is not the day Rude White does hush.
Hey, listen, motherfucker. I'm telling you this now. You're a liar.
It's not the day. You can get it too.
Hey, my man.
Multiple L's today. Free
my man D said, man, nosy people get it too. What you see him spit at you? You know he's trying to get rid of you.
Damn right.
It's pitiful.
Hey, what my mic sound like though?
Oh, who does Juice?
Sound good? Yeah.
You sound all right. You sound all right, good brother.
All right, cool.
You sound all right. Like, all right. Shout out to brother Broadband, bully brother Xbox Juice. So anyway, we're talking about Ubisoft, and D said he walked into what was it? SEX? What was it? Gamescom? What was the show at? D? What's called Dot Expo?
Fan Expo.
Oh, okay, Fan Expo. He probably talked to a fan anyway, at Fan Expo, right? Fan Expo
early.
No, I ain't starting. D said he walked in there with two fine white bitches on the leash. He had these 2 white bitches on the leash. He walked in there like the Walking Dead with a sword and he had a camera. And he said they felt his presence or was his essence. D said some fly shit yesterday. I mean, it sounded good, you know what I mean? They felt his essence. So they singled D out in the crowd, Ubisoft, and gave him the info. You know what I mean? It is what it is, right?
First of all, I sucked them out. First of all, stop.
You sought them out? Oh, okay.
Got a presence, bro. He's got a presence.
Oh, it was a presence. Okay, there you go.
Simply started asking questions. I told them that I have a YouTube channel. Yada yada yada. I was told not to use his name.
Shirt on,
and I was told that information. So if that information turns out to be true or not, it doesn't negate the fact that that's what I was told. So whatever.
I'm asking you, but did he have a Ubisoft shirt on, or how do you know he worked with Ubisoft?
Yes, he had a Ubisoft shirt on. Yes, he had a black shirt. The devs, they all had black shirts on.
Listen, that's a telltale sign.
The regular people that work there, that work the booths, they have like different type of shirts. The developers were only there for that day, and they were talking about their game. Now, you're calling me a liar. No, I got kids. I'm a grown person. I ain't gonna lie about that. Now, whether he was telling me the truth, hey, we can all question that.
So, D, the person you were talking to, were they working at the booth, or this is a developer talking?
No, they weren't. They weren't work. They were kind of like just talking to people at the booth. They weren't really working the booth, but they work on the game.
Oh, so okay. They're the devs. Okay.
I want to see this right here, right? Now I want to say a telltale sign. Normally, developers doesn't wear shirts. I have working at McDonald's with name tags.
They were like black shirts, man. They differentiated them from everybody else, dude. They were wearing black shirts.
Oh, okay, all right.
Maybe they're gonna patch it in. Maybe they're gonna patch it in at a later date.
You can actually see one of the devs.
I believe you. I believe you. I didn't think he was lying. I just don't think that guy was a developer. I don't believe that you're lying, though, D.
I can tell you what he does on the game, how I know he's a developer, but if I do that, I give away who he is. So I'll just eat it.
The cat is out of the bag anyway. I mean, I don't.
It doesn't matter. If someone asks me, I have integrity, man. If somebody asks me not to reveal who they are, that's what I do. Now, the next time I see that person and they see I didn't reveal who they are, maybe they'll tell me something more. You know?
I think this is something new.
All about the respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school.
All right. So wait, this guy here has a specific job within the game.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let there be rain. Now it's raining.
Okay, so basically he told you some probably false information to see if you would keep his name a secret to tell you.
I doubt that.
Factual information next
time. That's what they were working on. I don't know why everyone's even tripping on that, because Ubisoft also develops Hitman, and we just found out yesterday that it's going to have a 60.
Ubisoft don't make Hitman.
Ubisoft makes Hitman.
No, they don't. That's Square Enix, man. Come on, D. Come on, God, D. Hey, wait, hold. D. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
That's actually IO Interactive.
Yeah, it was by Square Enix.
And I think
Square Enix is the publisher.
Yeah, Square's the I think they're standalone studio too, but
wait, D, what's going on here, D? D said Ubisoft makes Hitman. Now, come on now, D. How long you been gaming?
Hey, I can get the
Hey, cut us some slack.
Yeah, you know what? You
dreads up, please.
You know what? Aggressive. I'm gonna be aggressive with you. Let's just take the L right now.
Okay, let's talk about it.
You are saying that Microsoft in 2012 had them for the Xbox One X.
That's what I said.
You gonna catch this L.
That's not what I said.
You gonna catch this L. You gonna catch this L. You said that.
Here we go.
One X.
You said they was finalized though.
Albert Pinello.
Okay, 1 second.
Catch this L tonight.
Ready?
I will produce the evidence.
Listen. I don't want. They can't hear it. The audience can't hear. We're gonna go one at a time, right? You wanna hop straight out the window. This is what I said. All right, now listen. For those, I don't change, nor do I lie. This is what I said.
Hit the like button, people.
This was the question at
hand. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Ready for this, right? You remember this? I said I always ask the same question, right? And again. People think I'm a Phil Spencer zealot. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate anyone. You know what I mean? But people always sing the praises of Phil. And I ask you guys as gamers, I've always asked this question. What has Phil done to have you singing his praise, right? Some people say that he single-handedly cured cancer, turned the company around. The games, he's a gamer. And I said, well, no, the games that we've been playing, Xbox guys all got greenlighted by Donnie D. That's why I get accused of being a Donnie D fanboy, right? Well, no. What Phil gave us the Slim, that was on the Phil that gave us the X. And I said, no, not necessarily, right? Because back when I was really, really fighting the console war, and you had the guy out there, Mr. Media X, and he was running with the dual stack GPUs, whatever, the secret sauce. Remember that right there?
Yeah, that was wild.
I just understand, I may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I damn sure ain't the dullest, right? I didn't understand how Microsoft can spend $1.3 billion and Sony spend, I believe, was approximately of $423 million, $423 million, and it come out with a more powerful console. And here's Microsoft spend $1.3 billion and come up with the weaker hardware, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm going with this, right? I didn't understand it, right? I asked a certain question from a certain guy, didn't answer it then. Came back to me about a month later, right? Because somebody else was in the chat. He told me that deal covered multiple, hear me out. This is what I said, right? Multiple SoCs. All right, cool, right? Because Sony, Microsoft, they both do business with AMD, right? They both use the same Foxconn plant too, and also too the same Taiwanese company. I also did a video about this. You may remember when I told you guys, even before Microsoft announced the Project Scorpion, I said Microsoft next console will be out in 2017. Did a video, had the article, and all that stuff right there. Bam, right? Boom, bringing it to the future. So D, I think it was 2 weeks ago, he said, what are you talking about, Z? Phil Spencer has turned around. He's giving us the Slim. He's giving us the X. And I said to D, no. Phil was, well, that was all. I said, how these companies do business. This is what I'm saying. I'm paraphrasing here. How they do business. This is a $1 trillion company, right? It was already planned. They just say, hey, boom, I'm going to come out, you know, a Sony. And people was under the impression because of the whole 1080p and Microsoft was getting their teeth kicked in. That's not how it goes. They have a roadmap, you know what I mean? And it was already planned on the bit that they were going to come out with a new console in 2017. All right? Follow me here, right? And D said, no. I said, D, it was you up here talking about the X was going to have the Ryzen chip and Vega. I said, well, D, it doesn't have Vega and it damn sure don't have Ryzen. Nothing stopped them from putting out this console in 2017. No, it doesn't work like that. I said, what they didn't put out was because of the price. It would have been just those set parts would have been cheaper in 2017. Now,
2016 to 2017.
Yeah, it will be cheaper in 2017. Now, before you get loose with the words, I'm not saying that whether the casing may have changed, this, that, and the other, but it was on. They were going to give you a more powerful console in 2017. That was already planned for. This was already on the books before Phil. And to be honest, this is not even Phil's job. He doesn't have anything to do with the tech and the engineering and stuff. That's not even his place. That's not even his thing. You know what I mean? That's not even his department. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Albert Pinello and those guys that bought it to Donnie D. And Donnie D green light this shit for multiple SoCs. Now, before you say what you're going to say, now, do you agree with everything I said? That's not what I said before you go and change it, whatever you're going to say?
No, that's
do
not
you agree with that?
You said that Donnie D was responsible for the Xbox One X.
Yes.
He's not.
Okay, let me out. Now, wait, listen. Okay, what we mean
by
responsible?
Let me explain this.
Okay, so I want you to be clear with this. So so what I just said, you don't agree with this deal with AMD wasn't in place.
So let me tell you people how it really goes.
One thing, listen. This deal, before you say fine. This deal with AMD wasn't okay. Fine, go.
Okay, so how it works?
I think Z talking got a hot piece of food in his mouth.
They signed a deal with AMD. They said, you know what? Over this amount of years, we're gonna build 2 socks with you guys. We're gonna build 2 consoles with you guys. So they signed a deal. They have so many years that they're gonna build this console. Albert Pinello went to Donnie D with a rough of what they wanted to do. The emphasis was on backwards compatibility. That got approved. And then as it progressed, they went to Phil. And Phil said, okay, you have this great idea. And they admit that it was, hold on a second. They admit, hold on, let me finish speaking, man. So they all had it rough. Albert Pinello said it was all rough on paper. It was nothing concrete. Then they went to Phil. Phil said, okay, you guys have a great idea, but what's it going to do? Then they started looking at 4K market.
Wait, D.
No, D. You're going to take this out. Exhibit B, no, forget it. We're going to watch this video right now. No sweet talking, just facts today. We're going to watch this video. Share my screen. Share my screen.
Oh, my God.
Let's go to the videotape.
You're going to take it.
No. You just said, I mean, because you.
Well, let's see what Z got to say. Let's see what Z got to say before we watch this video.
Because you're being loose with the words again.
Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Wait, don't show the screen because I don't want to flag my shit. Hold on, bro. Play the audio.
They're not going to flag your shit for this.
It's me. I got a flag showing. Hold on. We can hear it. We can hear it. I just turned it up. I unplugged my headphones or whatever. You can have it with you. Actually, no, what they may not. I don't know.
Turn it up so the viewers can hear it.
It's always good to kind of
turn yours up.
Now that it's coming out, to really get a sense of context.
Wait, pause. Let me ask them, can they hear it in the audience? Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
What about the PS Pro? Like,
I'll take it back a little bit. Hold on. All right, here we go. Oh, that's too far. All right, here we go.
Dress, I can fit into my high school jersey. I can still fit into my original shirt. I'm pretty proud of that. Awesome. Yes, I brought that just for you. Ryan.
So, Alvin, you have been at the forefront of the Xbox One X project since its inception. And what I want to start with is I want to know, how did this project start and when? Like, can you just walk me through the timeline and the process a little bit? Because, I think gamers kind of have a general idea of hardware in particular takes years of planning. But it's always good to kind of
explain this.
Now that it's coming out to really get
watch the whole thing, and when it's done, you speak.
No, but I don't. I mean, what is he gonna say?
Watch the whole thing. When you're done, you speak.
Like, how do these people each other, or would they just develop completely independently and happen to just you start long? So long before the PS4 Pro is out.
I had no. I mean, I found out about the PS4 Pro when everyone else found out about the PS4 Pro, which was like the rumors that were circulating a little bit before E3 last year. That was the first we heard of it. In fact, it was we're the only ones doing this. This is our thing. Like, we're gonna surprise the world. And, oh man, and so that was when we thought of it, we had no idea. I mean, the original. Like, I remember the original meeting was back in 2012. And
wow, before
it was almost a year before we launched the Xbox One in 2013.
All right.
And
can we wind that back and turn it up party again? We wind that back a little bit.
Shut up and listen.
Okay, 2012.
Context. Listen to the whole thing, fool.
I can barely hear the audio myself, D.
Shut up and listen.
Can you guys hear it?
It's an atypical scenario that I'm individually in.
That's kind of cool because you, as an engineer, know firsthand what it does. You're like the perfect person to
better
right?
sell it than you.
Don't let Mike Ibarra hear that you just called me an engineer. Thank you so much. I wasn't the engineering team. I'm like one of those people that, I'm kind of more of a marketing person, but love the tech. And so I always say that my job is to help the engineers come up with the features that make the most sense for customers. And so that's why I've spent a lot of time as a planner that sort of is like, all right, what are we going to do and how do we think about what?
I feel like that's probably bigger than I expected to be. Like engineering, I'm like, it's a bunch of nerds in a room, and then they just make the console, right? That's easy.
Well, we have no lack of ideas. The question is, which ones do you do? And so that was kind of the job that I had.
So if it's sorry, Justin, if it's 2012.
Can't nobody hear it in the audience, bro?
Haven't even launched.
I can barely hear it.
At that time, you're drawing this up.
Hey, the audience can't hear it, brother. I'm looking at the company.
So somebody else put on their feet because they explain everything.
Tell me
here.
what he says. All you have to do is say.
What he says is that he said that it was a rough. He went with them. It was a rough drawing. He said none of the specs were final. Nothing was final. He said a couple of years ago they went with Phil. Phil was like, okay, it's a great idea, but what are you gonna do? And then that's when they focused on 4K. And then they saw what was available from AMD and what they could build. He said, this is two and a half years ago. 2.5 years.
How about we get a buy someone that's because I don't think you're being honest. Hey, post up, you there, bro?
You don't think I'm being honest? Okay, you know what? Okay,
I agree.
Yes,
I agree with D. I agree with D, bro.
No. I watched the whole video.
Let post talk.
Me too. I watched the whole video. That one on video. The initial thing was backwards compatibility.
Exactly.
That's where it started, right? So Pinello and his team, they brought up a proposition and they took it to Donnie. They took it to Donnie D.
They didn't take it to just Donnie D. They said they took it to a team.
What you listen? That's Donnie D. Name. Who gonna prove it, bro?
The team though, it's just not Donnie D on the team. He said Phil was there too.
I'm talking when I say
Phil was there too,
bro. When I say Phil was a part of Donnie D, so when I say Donnie D, I mean it's Donnie D team.
No, he did.
Donnie D team. Donnie D team, which Phil is.
Okay, just don't say just Donnie D. He didn't just go to personally.
Bro, I said he.
Wait, Donnie D's.
Look, he went to Donnie D team, bro. Donnie D got to prove it at the end of the day. Phil couldn't prove it because he wasn't in a position.
That's
facts. Yeah, that's facts.
He
don't even matter right now.
But what he said it was a rough draw. It was like, it's a rough draw. And what he said,
let the post finish.
Hold on. The idea stemmed from them looking at Apple and what they was doing with the iPhone.
Yes.
About people upgrading the phone every year. He said it wasn't go continue. It wasn't go be a continuing trend.
Yes.
Then they kept looking at it. It was continuous.
Yes.
So Pinello said, "Hey, this never been done before. Why not? Let's do this. Let's do this with the console." So he took the idea to Donnie D and his team, which include Phil, because Phil was head of publishing in the first party studios at the time. Donnie D greenlit it. Phil approached them afterwards and say, y'all got a great idea here, but
what are you gonna do to push it? 4K.
Right, 4K. So that's the point we're making. We never said specs was finalized.
Okay.
The point was never about specs being finalized.
Listen.
The point was about that was not Phil's.
You know what I hate? I hate when we're on the internet.
But how you gonna say it was the Xbox One X?
These guys knew they were gonna build two socks. I'm not debating that what year is going to come
Yes,
out.
she
They're
did.
debating that. What it was, they didn't know. They
Yes,
just knew what they wanted to do. They knew that they wanted it to be backwards compatible. Like, oh, we bought the Xbox
You're
One.
not telling the truth. That's not what happened.
This is what is on the recording.
No,
Why
it's
you
not
don't want
what
to be
I
played?
said.
You know
No,
what?
bro, this is what I said. Okay,
Fraudulent,
I don't
fraudulent,
lie.
fraudulent.
I don't have a
Bullshit.
reason to lie.
Bullshit.
Like I've
Bullshit.
always said before. Just I don't know what the
Bullshit.
fuck you talking about. You know what the fuck.
Bullshit.
Like I've
Go in the
always
comment section. Hit a one if you know it's
Listen,
bullshit.
we can sing together. We can't scream together. All right. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay. And listen. And I'm gonna say this again very slowly. Okay. I said that because people think that the X was a reaction from the whole 1080p thing. And that wasn't the case because the X was done in 2010. The Xbox
It was
One.
not done in
Xbox One was done in 2010.
I have listened. I have listened to
the.
Guys.
It wasn't done in 2010.
Clearly.
He said it was baked.
You know what? Okay. You know what? No, hold on a second.
I'm gonna fuck you niggas' minds. Hold up, man. I don't feel good. I ain't want to be screaming.
Hold on a second.
No,
I got a digital.
There you go, man. As I was saying, right? I didn't want to do that. This is what I said. Okay.
Oh,
Before you go there,
can I interject?
Well, before you interject, let me say what I said. Okay, I don't feel my chest should hurt. This is what I said. Okay. Either whether Phil was the boss, whoever was the boss. This was the question. People sing Phil's praise and they're asking for what? People think he gave us the X, and people think the X was the answer to the whole 1080p resolution. This stuff came up in 2012. This thing here, okay? In 2010, the specs and everything was finalized for the original Xbox One. But guess what happened? The Kinect extended that generation. Okay, that's what I said back then. I said that came out and extended the generation by 2 years. Okay, by 2 years. I said these $1 trillion companies, they just don't do what you call knee-jerk reactions. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so I asked, so people underestimate that no, this happened with we became the boss. I'm not saying that those say put this case. That's never what I said. I'm saying that the console was coming out in 2017. Whether whoever was the boss.
I didn't hear anything you guys were saying for a little bit there because I was listening to that whole little chunk of interview right there that D wanted us to hear. And what I got out of that, guys, is if you take it into context here, yes, Donnie D's team is the one that envisioned this whole thing for the future.
I said.
And of course, all the specs and everything weren't laid out at the time because, of course, they didn't have all this 4K and all this stuff going on that it is now. But it was a vision that Donnie D had that they let Phil Spencer in on, and he then created what we have now with the Xbox. That is all that. So I say in this situation, I understand both sides, but D take L.
Yeah, that's all I said. It again. That's multiple.
What?
Yeah, like, bro, that's all.
You know what? I have a video.
The what?
You can't have a court session and you just be doing all the talking. You can't do that.
Because I don't.
I have a video here of Digital Foundry saying that Xbox One X were using simulation. We're using emulation to get the Xbox One X hardware, that they had over 60 different pieces of hardware to choose from, and then they settled on what the Xbox One X specs are.
But
this was done 2 years ago. I also have an interview with Phil Spencer saying the exact same thing right here on my screen.
But this idea was Donnie D's idea. It was his team back in the day that
greenlighted it. Pinello
if you look at the interview, Pinello says the only thing that was finalized was that they wanted it to be backwards compatible. He says it in the interview. No specs were found out. Everything was all rough.
That's not the point.
Listen, no, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. He went to Phil. Phil said, "Okay, you got a great idea here." But what is it? He said then they started to look at the 4K market, this and that. Then if you link the Digital Foundry article, that's when they started doing the emulation on Xbox.
But they're trying to tell you the idea of it. The idea of it is what he's trying to say.
Some of that emulation was not on 360.
Explicitly says that the silicone was not made yet.
That's true.
That's
true, but that's not what he's trying to tell you. That's not
the point.
The point is,
Z is twisting it. What Z said is that Donnie D is responsible for the Xbox One X. When I told him that they changed the specs on it, they were going to go with a different sock. He said no, it was already that from 2012. That's what Z initially said.
What he's saying is
twist it all you want.
But what he's saying is this plan was in full effect back in 2012. They had already
signed a contract to do a couple couple of socks. They knew they wanted to release a console in 2016. They actually pushed it to 2017, not because of the price, because they wanted to get the frame rates running better and to make sure everything was set. There's an interview with Phil Spencer right here on IGN.
Albert Pinella just said in that interview they always targeted 2017.
Yeah, he did.
Here, it's right here. It's right here.
Yeah, because he said he knew that's when they could get those parts at a cheaper rate.
And that's what I said. That's what I'm talking about, Juice. Broadband bullies. What you talking?
That's what I said.
Let's go.
I said nothing stopped them from putting on a console at 16 flops.
Read that article. Read that article I just linked.
Price. Okay?
Read that article.
It doesn't have the Ryzen chip. It didn't have the Rega chip. Nothing. Only thing stopped them putting out in 2016 was the price. It was cheaper.
Yeah, he said that. Oh, he said
all that I ever said.
Read the article.
He said back then they was targeting 2017, and Juice watched. He said it in that video you just was playing. It was about
he said it in an interview.
It was about price.
Look at the article I just put here. Phil said something else. So that's
bro. Phil
wasn't even in charge.
But you can't say Phil is right and then try to point out the fact that Albert Pinella is right in one interview and then say he's wrong.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen. Phil also said. Listen. Phil also said he wasn't a fan of mid-gen refreshes. You remember that shit there? And you guys jumped on my back like I know what the hell I was talking. Say something again.
The bottom line is that Phil Spencer made the Xbox One X what it was. It was not designed to be a native 4K console when they were drawing it up. It was.
But that's not the point, though. That's not the point. He was trying to say. You are right about that.
You're right about that. It did start with backwards compatibility.
That's all. That's all. That was Donnie D's. When they went to Donnie D, they talked nothing about 4K. None of that shit. Just that they wanted to be able to play original Xbox One games.
And that's why the emulation started. The emulation started.
The emulation started in 2015.
They were stuck.
The emulation started in 2015.
Let me ask you guys something.
If the console was, if the specs
one at a time, everybody.
2015.
Let me ask you
Albert
something.
Pinella said in that video that some of the emulation that they did for the X started on the 360.
Hey, let me ask one question to you guys, and you answer me this, okay? Does a product start with a finalized product or an idea?
An idea. It starts from an idea. So let's say.
But the only idea that they brought to him was backwards compatibility. Phil said, "Okay, you know what? I like it. I like the idea of a new console."
No, that wasn't the only thing they brought. They knew they wanted to do a mid-gen refresh, but backwards compatibility was one of the main things that they wanted to do with it.
The argument was that the silicone was already done, the X specs were already done. Phil didn't put nothing on it. That's what his argument was.
Well, Phil really did do nothing but get him the idea.
I don't remember that shit.
Phil really did do nothing but get him the idea for the 4K. Everything else was
not sufficient enough. It needs something to catch, and that's when in the interview, Pinella says, "Thank God that Phil did that because that's how we got to the X."
Hold on. We're gonna have to take this to a poll. You know what I'm saying? We got to take this to a poll.
All he did was give them the idea for the 4K.
Who took the L? Let's just figure that out.
Quick question. The king of MPD is here. All right, my disloyal subjects.
Hey, wait. Hold on. You was here, right?
I thought you would still be in the bed after that fall out the window.
I'm gonna let y'all know winter is coming. All right?
Listen, was you at that show right there when I said that? And we talked about this in the past. I've talked about this person, and I always say that what has Phil given us? Because I said it was, believe it or not, it was Donnie D to open the checkbook, the R&D or whatever they're gonna do on whether. And this again, what inside the box? I never said anything about that. I said
that's not true. Go back, get the tapes. You did. That's not true.
I said the SoCs from AMD
it was already paid for. It was already paid for
1.43 billion. This is gonna say 1.3.
And I never doubted that. I always said that.
You said
these are my exact words. No, hey,
the whole argument.
These are my exact words. This is not the way it works. Z. They sign a contract, and they're gonna have multiple socks, but those socks are not determined what they're gonna be yet. That was my exact words, man.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna say this again. Okay, this will start the argument.
Go back and get the tape. Those that really want to know the truth, go back and listen.
Let me question one. Really know the truth. Words.
You ain't gonna come in here and like twist it up the words. Nah.
I said that You know, before Phil
That's not what
became
you
the
said,
boss,
man.
they already
I know one of these people is gonna pull it up.
mid-gen refresh, bro.
Yo,
Okay,
Somebody gonna
so
pull
what
that
do you
shit
guys
up, man.
think? If Donnie D didn't have this idea, his team back then, do you think that the X would come to fruition today if there was no idea in 2012?
No, because no,
But it wasn't Donnie D's idea. It was Albert Pinello's idea. Donnie D just green-lighted it.
Always.
Yeah, I'm talking
look,
about
this
back
how
then,
it
though.
went.
I'm
This
just
how it went. Albert Pinello had the idea. Donnie D
and his team green-lighted it.
Phil say y'all need some more than just a mid-year refresh with backwards compatibility, and that's when they looked at 4K. So
At Z's point, that was always going to happen, no matter
regardless,
what. Even if Phil or Donnie D was still in charge.
They didn't have that initially. That's not true. That's not true. They only had backwards compatibility initially.
That's because back then 4K wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was saying, but that's not what Z said initially.
Matter of fact, Albert Pinello said in that video that they was always looking at the 4K market and what the TV manufacturers were doing with 4K. So they was looking at it, bro.
It wasn't an idea with the G. Asked him specifically. He said he goes, it wasn't really an idea. Then. And that's when he got into the interview with Phil. When they talked to Phil, and then they started looking at it after Phil told them that. He didn't say initially they were looking at 4K.
You're doing a K Mega right now, bro.
It's really a thing.
You know what's crazy?
You can't. That's why I want to play the interview, because the interview speaks for itself.
But
But you know what?
that shit. That shit just as janky as your goddamn facts and your stocking.
Nah, man. You the swing master.
You
didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I told you what no 4K doc. I told you what no goddamn CUDA. I told you the Switch was wicked in 2013 harder. You told me I was ignorant to the fact.
You also said that it was the Xbox 360 that was playing Street Fighter 5 when it was playing Street Fighter 4.
What are you talking about?
Look at the cheerleader. Look at the wood buffer coming in. Wood buffer. So
let's go eat some corn.
I say this again. Right? So again, for the records, you talking about what I didn't say what inside the box. And also what I said,
go back and find the tape, because that's what you
I know what I said. I don't have to lie.
No, you lying.
I'm not lying. I said, I asked you, I said, D, you're the tech guy. You got the stock. I said, what stopped from button on a 16 flop console in 2016? It didn't have Ryzen. It didn't have Rega. I said it was the pricing.
I didn't hear anything.
That could be the only thing, the pricing, man. That's what it was.
He specifically said it in the video.
But
I said this. What was told me? Listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
All I know is
told me this. The same motherfucker told me about the DirectX 12. The same. Do realize, and Alpino's not being honest here. I had 6,000 subscribers. I knew that Sony was coming up with a mid-gen. I saw those papers in fucking February 2016.
Nah, man, that's not what you were saying. You were saying that in 2012, the specs and the Xbox One X was a done deal. That was it. And it was coming out 2017. That's it. That's what you said. Now you're switching and saying, no, that's not what I said. I said that he made up the plans, but they later. That's not what you said. You said, what did Phil give us? Phil gave us
two different conversations.
Hardware that is actually in Xbox One X.
is saying the conversation is about specs.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying it's not about specs. It's about who greenlit the project and who's responsible for the X. And if Donnie D was in control of the time and power, and he greenlit it, Donnie D was responsible for the Xbox One.
Let's just agree to the fact that they both have something to do with it, and then only the video can prove it.
Bro, look, let me tell you something.
Phil right around.
Donnie D was responsible for signing the deal to make more socks.
Bro, look, let me tell you something. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. Look at it like this.
He greenlighted that. What those consoles were going to be was not definitively set in 2012.
Nobody's arguing that. Nobody's arguing that.
But they knew they was gonna make a console whether they was defending
But he's trying to say that's what Z said, though.
No, but Z didn't say that.
He said that initially. Yes, he did. What are you talking about? Even when we got off the air, I was saying.
Let me say something. Regardless, this is the conversation.
And he said the same shit again.
What is he talking about? This is the conversation. This is the conversation. This is the conversation because I was there. The thing was that the Xbox One X was always going to exist regardless of what. A system was always going to come out.
Are the two more consoles that are coming after it? But you know what? The specs aren't laid out. Whoever is at the helm of the company is going to dictate what's going to be in that fucking console.
Just look at this. Just look at this. Say, even if Pinello brought an idea and Phil gave them the 4K idea, if Donnie D doesn't greenlight it, we don't have an X. If we don't greenlight it, regardless if the specs was whatever they was.
What did
But look, only way is if he picks that idea to
greenlight. He greenlighted the fact that they want to do another console in a certain year. That's all he greenlighted. He didn't greenlight what was on.
That's the most important part, though.
Hold on. That's the most important part. No. That's not all he just did.
He wasn't.
Should know better, bro.
Was left with it, and he went to Phil Spencer, and then they finished.
No.
What it is
no better. When you're in the when you're in a corporate environment and you have an idea, you have. Hold on. When you're in a corporate environment and you have an idea, your team have an idea, you gotta go in front of board members, more than just Donnie D, and you have to sell that idea. His team had to sell that idea to Donnie D in order for them to say yes.
Did you watch the interview when he said when they went with the idea, the only thing that they knew that they wanted to do was backwards compatibility? He said the 4K wasn't there. He said everything was.
But guess what?
Hold on a second. He says this is how it. He goes, this is how it starts. It starts with ideas. We scribbled a lot of stuff off.
That's how it starts.
We went to Phil.
And just proved my point though.
Idea. But what is this console going to do for gamers? What's it going to be?
What's
its identity? He said then we started looking at the 4K mark. He said then hold on a second. He goes then today, boy. Hold on a second. Right. He said then the PC market was starting to heat up. He goes 4K started becoming a thing, and then that's when we decided to go with 4K. And then hold on a second.
Just proved my point.
Hold on a second. Phil Spencer said, you know what? We could have built the same thing that was available for the PS4 Pro. We decided not to get that. We decided to wait a year later to get what we wanted to really put in it.
That's fine. But the thing is
Digital Foundry said in their video when they did the break in the summertime,
they told you some bullshit.
A second. They said that Microsoft. Hold on, let me finish speaking. Microsoft said in 2015 they were running emulation software to see the weaknesses of the games on the Xbox One. So how the fuck could the fucking silicone be finalized when they're still fucking running emulation software?
Okay, now let me talk.
Fucking silicone they're gonna build.
Let me talk. Hold on.
Everybody
I'm not
knows.
dead wrong, Dr. Saint. I'm not dead wrong. You need to go watch the video because I'm not dead wrong. First of all, whether 4K was there or not, the point is. Whether 4K was there or not, the point is the console was going to exist regardless. The console was going to exist regardless. Even if they only had backwards compatibility, the concept of a mid-tier refresh.
We're not finalized.
We're not saying the spec was finalized. You said that. You specifically said because I backed you up. I already took my L. You
guys. Let me say something.
I already took my L.
Let me say something. Look. Can we all agree?
Coming up in here like Aaron Judge?
Look. Guys. Can we all agree that this console was green? Okay, this console was originally greenlit in 2012, right?
Yes,
okay. Now moving forward, as we know, and as you know, D, in tech, when tech it progresses every year. So when they do greenlight a project, sometimes those things change if there's progression made year after year. Am I correct?
Of course.
Okay. So the finalized product really isn't even the discussion that Z was trying to bring up.
You know what? Matter of fact, I'm a real dude. That's the initial argument he made.
Matter of fact,
you don't like to take L's. That's fine.
Matter of fact, D, if you want to go there, back in 2012, they was already touting the most powerful console. Pinello said, Albert said it in the interview. He said they didn't know that Sony was coming out with the Pro, and when Sony announced it, when they start hearing rumors about the Pro. They didn't know if they was true or not, so they waited to see what the final specs of the Pro was going to be. And when the Pro final specs came out, he was like, okay, we still going to be the most powerful console. So that goes to show.
That was after 2012 he made that comment.
But that goes. I'm just saying. But that goes to show. That goes to show you that at some point they knew what type of specs they was targeting. If they knew,
what were you watching? He said that when they went to Phil said what type of console is going to be. What is your identity? And that's when they decided it to be a 4K console, bro.
Bro, listen,
I don't know what you was listening to, and then you said the emulation started in 2015 when he specifically said then you said the emulation started in 2015 when he specifically said that tech started on the 360.
Okay, so you really think they were designing the Xbox One on the
360? Bro. And then you know what? Everybody said, okay. Everybody wants to say I'm on 360.
That they were designing the X. Like, come on.
AD, listen. And again, I don't talk tech. I'm not the tech guy. That's not my form. Listen, that's not my thing. All I said, whether whether Phil was the boss or not, they were coming out with a more powerful console in 2017. That's all I've ever said.
That's not what you said, man. And
I didn't understand why they paid so much money and came out with the weaker console. Then I found out that at one point, covered multiple SoCs, and you told me no, that's not how it fucking worked. Okay, I said, what are you talking about? I know what was told to me, and I know what I fucking read.
That's not what I said to you, bro. I said, fine. They signed a contract to have multiple SoCs, but these were my exact words. Those SoCs were not determined what they would be yet at that point.
Of course, I'm not arguing you.
That's not what you said initially, bro.
Hey, bro, what are you talking about? I never said that.
That's selective memory.
Now I'm integrity. I've never said anything of the such.
That's what you said, man.
Okay, no, that's what you wanted to hear.
The chips were in, the money was in on this Xbox One X back in 2012. That's all.
The chips were not in. They had no chips.
Paid for.
They actually had no chips.
Okay, they had no chips in. No, I'm not talking about that. Literally,
the chips was already paid for. The chips was already paid for.
No, D.
All they knew is that they built an X64 Xbox.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about literally, bro.
They didn't. What Z's trying to say is they didn't pay for a specific chip. They just already fronted the money for future chip design.
I'm talking about
they invested in the future. That's what he's trying to say.
That's not what you said, bro. You were saying that the specs were finalized in 2012 and that Phil Spencer didn't do anything to create the Xbox One X.
The only way to straight this is find whatever video y'all talking about and see whoever said what. That's the only way.
No, I know what I said. I know what I've always said.
Juice went and watched that video.
Oh my God. Hey, let me say something real quick. D and that dude, other Zinc in the chat, you guys are tripping. I'm not talking about chips literally. I'm talking about figuratively. When you say the chips are all in, come on. Common sense, bro. Common sense.
And see, other Zinc, your listening skills are poor, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, unclean. We're not. See, it's two different points being argued right here. D is talking about.
Put it on like a school bag.
Z is talking about
like a school bag. Just put it on.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Let's move on. We got that out the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who just.
D is taking another L in the multiplayer. I try to say
you took an L. Those that are real know you just took that L.
I'll take the L. And know the L stands for leaving your crazy ass alone. That's what the L stands for. Because you are batshit crazy. You argue me down. You curse me out about them goddamn cootie cores. So you had stocks with
D got K Mega mode. You know K Mega gonna argue you down. He ain't even if he wrong.
Yeah.
Nah, man. When I'm wrong, I've admit on air many times when I've been wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Different points being argued. There was two different points being argued. But, you know.
Yeah, he said stop hating on my man Lee.
Like I even said on the podcast before that I might be taking an L for the Assassin's Creed if it doesn't have a 63.
Listen,
I admit when I could be wrong.
I can't even pronounce your name. He said Z was pointing out that Phil wasn't responsible for the X, which is wrong. What I mean by not responsible for the X, whatever the console was called, it was already green lighted before Phil became the boss. Okay, if you want to talk about literally, listen, I ain't trying to be loose with my words. That's always what I've said. And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, What no 4K goddamn Blu-ray players out there at the time, but there's a 4K Blu-ray player.
If Z predicted those specs back then, he must have been a damn.
Yeah, like I never seen. You know what I mean, but
wizard.
what inside the box, the fact they was coming out with a more powerful console in 2017.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna play your game.
You want to hop on the podcast?
Anyway,
I mean, you're talking a lot of
hold on a
stuff
second.
in
That's
the
what you said.
chat.
You said that Phil is not responsible for anything inside the Xbox X. Do you still stand by that? You still stand by that? That Phil is not responsible for anything inside the Xbox X. You still stand by that?
What the fuck? I'm not
You
saying
said what
that
is still
now.
giving us? That's what you said.
I'm not saying that
inside the
now.
Xbox One X, bro.
No,
He just said he wasn't saying that. He just explained.
Hold on. Up the zinc. Do you want to hop on the podcast? You say you know business. You say what me and Fonzarelli is saying will get us fired. I don't know where that comment is coming from, but do you want to hop on the podcast? If you know your business, if you know what we're talking about, if you can prove us wrong, hop on the podcast. You know this open. If y'all sit in the chat all day and y'all try to challenge us, but when Z asks y'all to hop on the show and prove yourself, y'all want to hide behind them keyboards. If you don't talk,
dude, that dude couldn't even get the figure of speech. Chips are all in. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, yo,
Come on, just take that opportunity now. We'll send you the link, player.
Hey, yo, listen.
On the zinc.
Yeah, the other zinc.
Hey, you know what's crazy? At the end of the day, and we gonna my tone and stuff has never changed. I've said the same thing. The same thing since fucking February 2016. When you motherfuckers didn't know what I was talking about. And the same how I got this came from the same guy. I don't have to lie. I'm not claiming to be an industry insider. None of that shit. That's not my thing. Okay? But I know what the fuck I read, and I know what the fuck I saw, and I know what the fuck was told me. They were coming out with a new console in 2017. Even more to the fact, before the console was even fucking announced, I did a video because Sony, Microsoft, and all these guys use the same goddamn Taiwanese company that makes their SoCs. I did a video with the goddamn article said they're making a console that's coming out in 2017, and they talking about the data chip for one of the major players. And just before Sony even announced that their console was coming out, and I said then that Microsoft console was coming out in 2017. I don't have to lie. Like,
okay, hey, Zeke, send out the zinc the link. Where you at? You on Twitter?
Yeah, no. Moving right along. I ain't got time for that. I'm done. Moving right along.
This shit still going?
Yeah, no, I'm done. Hey, so moving right along. My man, what's my man name here? Jim Ryan, right? He says the Xbox One X has interesting specs, but the games don't look better.
Salty.
He has to say that. Move on.
No, we're talking about this. Talks about the Xbox One, saying the game. Look at the game. Always Trump's hardware specification. It looked better on the PS4 Pro. My God. We need to talk about this right here.
He said shots.
I'm gonna say this right when everybody gets yesterday. I got the chance to try out the X. I believe it was in September when they had the event. It was either September or October. I got to play. Only game I got to play was Forza 7. You know what I mean? I'm not a big Forza fan, but it looked good. You know what I mean? Yesterday, I got the chance to play Gears of War 4 on the Xbox One hands. And I'm going to honestly say this is no spin here. This is no that I wasn't expecting that big of a leap. You know what I mean? It literally, I'm not even exaggerating. It felt like I was going from the original Xbox to the 360. We got that big HD look.
Oh shit!
I wasn't expecting that. Like I can honestly say, no jive, that I was not expecting that. Now I don't know if all developers are going to take their time to do what they did, or from what they're saying, things are going to even get even better further down the line. But if that's the glimpse of what we have for it to look toward to, I'm even going one further. That's the best looking game that I've ever seen this generation. Out of anything, any platform, anything. I'm that guy.
You could definitively say that.
That's the best looking game that I've seen this generation.
Which game?
Gears of War 4
on the X.
One X.
Yeah.
With all the bells and whistles, the upgraded shadows, occlusion, and all that.
All right, folks, you gotta sell it.
Hey, listen. Listen.
I'm not for profiting right now.
I want to be clear. Just like on real shit, I know you got a lot of games that are coming out, or whatever the case. You can pick the game. I bullshit you not. This is the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. This generation, like console wise. So I don't know what's going on PC. I've never seen a game look that good in person in my life.
Hey, I've heard that it looks phenomenal on PC and 4K.
Yeah, that's what the PC has been experiencing.
Oh, I don't know about that. I never did it. I'm just talking about when I didn't expect. Listen. I know it was going to look good, and I was already excited. I was not expecting that. It exceeded my expectations. Now I know. Tim always goes to the E3s, and he said, Tim's a fucking fanboy, so fuck it is, it's my man, though. He was saying last, oh my god, that fucking Gears, but just that. My God, there was the board where you got the big robots and they were running down whatever the hell. Mm-hmm. I was like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? It's a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Huge difference. Now I'm asking like this question, like this guy's not being honest. My grappling the pro. Now I know that Sony has Horizon Zero Dawn, you can pick whatever game. It trumps anything that I've seen come out this generation graphically. I bullshit you not. I mean, so
that's it. But you know what? Somebody did leak a review today since the embargo, and his last impression was that he felt like he was on a PC. He felt like he was getting that PC experience, and he was like, "This good for consoles to get to experience what PC players have been experiencing for years." Yeah. And he felt the same way. That was his, and he was playing Forza 7 in another game, but his last impression was that, man, he really got that. He felt like he was playing PC.
One thing I wish they would do more is I wish Microsoft would promote the fact that with a 1080p TV, people will experience that PC-like experience still. They don't need a 4K TV for this console. And that is a real big driving factor here, because right now, only about 18% of households in America alone have 4K TVs. So right now, I think they should be pushing that 1080, that you're going to get all this super sampling. This thing is going to look amazing on your 1080. They should be pushing that somehow.
You know what, Fonz? You're right about that, because I know a few people that already have the console, and I was over on Reset Era, that new forum, and it was a guy now who has the X and who has a 1080p, and he was real happy with what he was seeing. He said it was looking amazing, even on the 1080p TV.
Wait, one man here said bullshit, Z. Horizon Zero Dawn is open world, what makes it more impressive. Listen, I said graphically.
Talking about the graphics, yeah.
But what's better open? Bro, listen when I say it again, because it's the best looking game that I've ever seen in my life. It's I usually don't make bull blanket statements like that. 4K. I didn't do the 1080p. I did was 4K with the 30, whatever, with all the bells and whistles, whatever the hell. HDR, my cousin has the KS.
You talking about I forgot what the mode they call it, because I know they got a performance mode. They got like a graphics mode that add all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that bold statement right there that I've seen this generation, and it's not even no fanboy shit. Horizon Zero Dawn looks good. Uncharted looks good. It totally eclipsed anything that I've seen coming from. I like Rise. Rise was a nice looking game. Gears of War on the Xbox One X with a 4K TV HDR is the best looking game I've ever seen in my life.
When did you see it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, where?
What are you, ignorant? You didn't what I just said. I went down the way.
Where?
In my cousin's house.
Oh shit! You put niggas on blast.
No, where
Where is it? You can't believe it.
All day, like I need the receipts.
Hold on. Okay.
Are you turning into Eddie Murphy Raw?
I am questioning your integrity, sir.
I gotta cut this nigga mic.
Questioning his integrity.
His mic gotta get cut off.
It wasn't me.
He's questioning his integrity.
Sure, Xbox One X.
All days, he's in on timeout right now, but saying that dumb shit right there.
Man, he went
this again. He said it wasn't me.
It's the best looking game I've ever seen in my life.
And for people that don't know, people who won the Taco Bell, who won the Xbox X at the Taco Bell, they already got their console. So
they already shipped them out.
They already shipped them out. A lot of people already got them.
I want to know.
Motherfuckers pay $5 and they already got their shit.
They already got them, bro.
That's what they was doing when the PS4 had the promotion. People was getting their PS4s early.
One of the guys in Bang Bang took a picture of it, and then if you in the hood, they circle in the hood low key. I won't even get it like that.
Z, I want your cousin's address, bro. I want his address.
I didn't even know Jamil Jackson.
Didn't have it.
Look, check it out. I didn't even know Jamil Jackson had his. Hold up, let me see what he's.
We want them photo shots.
Let me see.
Jamil, one of the guys in Bang Bang, he posted a picture of his. He posted the video too of the load.
Picture of it booting up. It got a new load up screen.
$12,000 PC. You could have downloaded that.
What am I lying about? If you're gonna say I'm lying, specify what I'm lying about.
graphics
Please do
don't
in the chat, Mike Green. I'm gonna start calling you boys out. Specify what I'm lying about.
There are a lot of people who have Xbox One X's. This is fact.
Yes,
And
this is fact.
YouTubers and shit. This is regular people, bro. They got
and people that have mom and pop stores. They got it too already.
Yep.
They got it for 600 downtown. No, they want $100.
They got them Friday, bro.
I ain't finna put out there how they got there. I'm just saying they circling. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing else. I'm finna close.
I'm sure a couple of them fell off the skid too.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know Jamil Jackson got Jamil Jackson.
Facts, Alex. They ain't from where we from.
Yeah, they got them downtown. They want 600 for them though.
I'm not a fanboy, but I've seen pictures of the shit. You know, people have them.
Yeah, hold on. I didn't even know that Jamil had. He got one from what do you got? He got this from
Yeah, he used the he won his. He didn't even pay for the food.
He just got. They gave it to him. I saw that.
Taco Bell was giving out. They gave out this free code that everybody could use, and you just had to either text it or you could go on the computer and submit it every day to try to win. He won one off that. The first text. He won one. I say, damn, I've been trying for 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah, I've been eating those
one text and one.
I was eating that dog shit, fucking dog jerky, fucking burritos. That shit. Didn't get nothing.
Didn't get nothing but some bad.
I thought he wrote something about it in Bang Bang. I'm looking for his post.
Yeah, he did. He did write something about it. He was talking. He played Gears of War 4 2. He said it was. He said it was crispy. He said, you know how on a cold day. You go outside and the wind hits your eyes and something like that's how he was explaining that it was that clear.
They gone with the wind.
You know how people feel cold outside.
He had an emotional moment. And shit.
Hey, yo, listen, on some real shit though. All jokes aside, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. You know, I know it was gonna look good.
Let me see, can I find it? I'll tag you.
But remember what Phil said? He just was like, "Wait till you see it." He was like, "Wait till you see the system."
I mean, no, here's the thing. I don't know if all games or developers are gonna take their time to do what what's it the coalition or
here goes for the tag you.
Hey, unmute all day, bro. Unmute him.
He ain't muting.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
He said, unmute. Calvin.
You got that, Z?
You know, from what I've seen from the Xbox One X, though, it's gonna give you the PC experience for sure, minus all the high frames per second. But I think virtually,
the damn cheating.
You're gonna have a really hard time differentiating.
Here we go, right
You're really gonna need Digital Foundry to break it down and say, okay, look in this corner here, whatever.
You're the tech guy, D, though. So let me ask you though, like you see all this marketing with 4K, and of course that's a smart marketing move because of the buzzwords and stuff. 4K sells, okay. But at the same time, for those that don't have a 4K TV, there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that they're going to get a benefit from this console with the 1080 TV. So how should Microsoft market those to those people?
Well, they need to put in the commercials that you get the super sample. But the most interesting thing that I noticed is yesterday they announced 1440p natively. Now, the first thing that went through my mind is, okay, this is gonna attract some PC users. The reason being, if they have a FreeSync monitor, the Xbox One X is gonna support FreeSync too.
Yeah.
And with the specs, if they're outputting it at a native 1440p. I'm pretty sure they can enable a high frame rate mode that would work excellent on that FreeSync monitor. So they really need to go out there and start yelling out the features that this is going to have for non-4K users. Because for 1440p users, that announcement was fucking huge.
Yeah, that was surprising to me. And it was saying that it's not upscaling or nothing. It's just going to be native 1440p.
Yeah, he said, all right.
That's great.
He said, all right, here's my brief initial impression of my gaming experience on the Xbox One X. I played Gears 4 patch. It looks crispy. You know the feeling when your eyes itchy and you step outside on a cold winter day. That's how my eyeballs felt when looking at their clarity. I played Forza 7 patch again crispy. I played the infamous track. All the rain and slick pavement look especially pretty. What's interesting is games that aren't patched. WWE 2K18 has some bad firmware issue on the other iterations of the Xbox, but it ran buttery smooth on the Xbox One X. I didn't even know you were supposed to do that.
That's because a lot of people don't know. All games that are unpatched gets to utilize 3 teraflops of the GPU. It gets full utilization of the CPU, and it gets to use 4 gigabytes of the memory as well to make it run smooth. So
this from Taco Bell. Yeah, go Taco Bell right here.
Yeah, they're gonna that's what you want to see.
Yeah, this from Taco Bell. You got that? Yeah, my cousin got them from the mom and pop shop in the hood downtown. They want 600 for it though, man.
Damn.
Yeah, they want 600 for a shake. My mom already straight paid for it from from GameStop. But what I'm gonna do though, like not for nothing on my I'm downloading my games now, all the 4K ones. But what the first thing I'm gonna play is Gears. I'm serious. I'm the first thing I'm gonna play is Gears, but not even the multiplayer, just the campaign. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do like a all night marathon. I'm gonna try to make it all night.
Hey, I feel sorry for all those people with data caps, bro.
Yo, that Quantum Break is 175 gigs, bro.
Who gives a fuck? It's trash.
All day, all day, man. You so much trash, nigga. You bought a Switch.
Hey,
bro.
all day. What games do you like? Because you said a lot of games is trash.
Forza and Gears. That's it. That's the only ones we're talking about.
This nigga here play Mario Kart. This nigga bought a Switch for 300. This nigga, his credibility shot, bro.
I like Ori. I like Ori and Cuphead.
Switch is killing Xbox, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Ori and Cuphead.
Ori.
You know what? I'm still playing Ori in the Ori looks so Ori in the black.
I ain't never seen Ori.
Man, that joint
Ori
beautiful.
looks so Ori.
I said Ori looks good, bro, and I'm still playing it too. It's tough too. I'm still playing it.
You know, as a PC gamer, all the guys that have never played on PC, they're gonna have their mind blown. It really is a step up. And that's why for the longest time, PC guys were making fun of console guys.
You mean a high-end PC guy?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the PCs.
Like a high-end
guys out there.
So the reason why they've been laughing at console guys for so long is because the graphic fidelity has not been up to par in what they're getting on PC. Now that it's comparable, like console guys are going to lose their mind. That's why when people say, "Oh, people aren't going to get the X," once they fucking see what that console can do and they see it on a nice 4K HDR TV, it's a done deal. If you're a gamer, what the fuck are you a gamer for if you don't want to play the best games?
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I ain't like I can honestly say. Now, I don't know if every game is going to look like that, but
fuck you. It's already 2,600 for
man.
Life.
Look, man, it's only like I said. I will keep saying this.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's only been out for 5 months, man. And it's just these are just enhanced titles. Wait till games are being built from the ground up with DX12 in mind. And
That's what they said with the power boost.
That's what Game Vault did a video on that, but we're going to that.
Wait, Spectre status. He said the Xbox One X is a niche console. Well, so what's your point?
Yeah, them ponies in the chat.
Damn, P Rock, what's up with that bike? P Rock. Mr. Share my screen. You all right back there, bro?
I hear that mic.
Oh, you know, that's that PlayStation microphone.
That's that Mr. Share my screen.
Yeah, and also, in regards to Assassin's Creed, I'm hearing that it doesn't have any 4K textures. I'm hearing that the update just received 4K, HDR, and Dolby Atmos. People was looking for the 4K asset, and the update is only 1.8 gigabytes, so it was definitely no 4K textures in there. But that goes to, in regards to, who did that review? Somebody did the review on the PC version, and they said the PC version didn't even have 4K assets or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's getting it or not.
Oh, I'm talking about the
Assassin's Creed. Oh yeah, Origins. If the Xbox S is going to have the 4K texture packs like the other games, because the update that just came out only had Dolby Atmos, 4K, and HDR in it. That was it.
So what? I'm looking at my Xbox. So what games are supposed to be patched day one?
It's a lot of them.
Hitman.
It's games that's from what I've been seeing. It's games that
I think he said it's going to be over 50 games. That's going to be.
Yeah, about 50 or 60. I think
he said 70
or 70 at launch. Yeah, he did say 70 at launch because he was like the first console to have 70 games that's going to take advantage of the console.
But let's talk about this. I see Sony throws up a fucking list. Apparently it's more, but like, what the fuck are these enhancements? 2 frames more than the PS4?
That's about it, man. That's all I see.
Listen, I got a question. And MVP, where you at, MVP?
I'm here, man.
Because your credibility is shot, nigga. You bought a Pro with a 1080p TV, nigga. So,
I took an L. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, whoever just said that.
Here's a question, right? Real talk.
Xbox X. Whoever just said that the Xbox X has a new startup sequence made me mad as fuck, because that was one of the things I was upset about when I got the Pro. No different experience from the regular PlayStation 4.
It got a new startup sequence.
It looks nice.
It looks
nice.
That's what I'm saying. Microsoft, that's one thing I like about them. They know when get it really right, man. It feels really comfortable. They know that when you buy a new system, you want new shit. You want it to boot up different. You want it to feel like you just purchased something new.
But you know what?
That Sony gave us the same operating system was a fucking slap
but you
in
know
my face. They gaffled me.
But you know what MVP? You know what Sony does do right? Games.
They give you fucking games.
You call them out, though, MVP. Shit. You call them out.
That's a fact. They do put their hand in your trousers and put your dick. Microsoft.
You mean games? Story game? Like.
I got a question. Like, this
here we go. Don't start the damage control.
Sony has to come on, man. Right now,
you say they put their hands in your trousers.
Hey, yo, I got a question. I want to see if you guys can be honest here. I mean, all day loading the snake's belly. Yellow becoming gone. I got a question, right? Being like seeing what I saw, right, and maybe if it gets better from that, I don't know. Like maybe get better, I don't know, right? Seeing that. What does Sony do going forward? Do they phase out the Slim and just make the Pro a standard?
Nah, they're not doing that.
Hell no,
they're not doing that.
I think they do that when the PS5 is announced.
The reason why I asked that because how do you sell the Pro? Literally,
they're not doing that.
How do you sell the Pro then?
Look, as a Pro owner, I will come out and say, first and foremost, they fucked up with the Pro, okay? And I like it, but they fucked up with that Pro.
No, this is what I mean by that. This is what I mean by that. Because what I'm saying, if they phase out the Slim, right, then maybe they can take advantage of what, fully take advantage of maybe the Pro's hardware or do something a little bit more. Because I don't see how you sell the Pro.
Fuck the Pro's hardware. It's trash when it comes to doing what it needs to do. As far as the Pro, they need to market it. They need to market it for what it was intended for, VR, and that's why Sony pushed the fuck out of VR at Paris Games. They're not dumb. They're not dumb at all.
But they only sold 1.5 million units.
Yeah, they're about to sell more. They can still sell more.
Not at that price.
What's going on right now in the industry is innovation. Because the Switch is doing so well because it's something new. We're going to see a lot of tech companies try and add little gimmicks to make sure their hardware sells. So that's what this is going to do. Sony have not left. Hold on, just let me finish. Remember, at this point in time,
this is a new MVP right here.
Hold on, at this point in time when the Vita was dropping, Sony let it die in the water. But as you can see, they're doing more with the VR because they're trying to boost it. They're trying to use it to give the PlayStation a little bit of the edge because they know that Xbox X has an edge as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So right now they're just focusing on their strong points, which is the VR. They can't sell the Pro as the most powerful console in the world anymore. That window has come and gone, but they can sell it as the best VR experience that you can get for the cheapest price. Hold that in your face.
Here's the thing, though. Even with the VR, it's too much for peripheral.
Who's playing VR?
You're asking for $400 for something that comes more than your console. If it's $200, maybe
it's gonna go down in price. It's gonna go down in price.
I don't.
No, it's crazy too. They just got a new model PSVR coming out with HDR, in that box that's not compatible with the old PSVR. So if you want that HDR and have it where you don't have to unhook the box in order to support that feature. If you brought an old PSVR, you have to either trade that in and sell it and go buy a whole nother PSVR for that feature. But I mean, that's only important to people that HDR matters to.
You know what? I have a VR and that does kind of suck, but in all honesty, it's like plugging out a cable and plugging it in. I doubt anyone's really gonna go rush out to get.
Yeah, that's why I said it only matters to people that
The problem with VR is it's solely the price. It's not the experience. The experience is awesome. Mm-hmm. It's the price. It's a high admission.
I haven't experienced it yet, so I can't say.
People aren't willing to take that chance when it costs so much, right? So it needs to come down.
Yeah.
VR killed the show. Good night.
It's on the topic of VR. Fucking an article came out today. Fucking apparently Sony raked in over $500 million on VR software on hardware sales alone.
Mm-hmm.
That shit ain't. That shit ain't over, bro.
It's facts though. Every time
$500 million in VR hardware.
When VR is brought up in all these podcasts,
that's ridiculous.
Shit dies, bro. People start leaving.
I still don't see it there. That's why
that shit ain't going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it's there yet.
It's too expensive. That's all.
Well, it's not mass adoption. Yeah, it's too expensive for mass adoption.
Even Sony said they wanted other companies like Microsoft to jump in the VR space.
The game, the VR is gonna be the future. Like a game, say like I don't know, Assassin's Creed. You could play that game in VR, not like actually the character, but like on a like over top view or like side view of it, and it's like 3D. I can't even put it into words. It's VR is sick. It's just too expensive, man. It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it'll drop down in price in time because remember Blu-ray? That shit was like $1,800 when it first came out.
But ain't nobody really trying to play no VR as it is right now.
But that's why, because it's
they
expensive.
need better games.
Yeah, if it was cheap,
No,
niggas be all over it.
They got a lot of good games. Project Cars. There's a lot of good games out there. It's mostly the price, and some people don't like being tethered to it. I understand that. So once they come out with a cheaper solution that's wireless, I'm telling you, gamers are gonna pick it up for sure. Because I'm a gamer. I'm telling you, when you try something like that as a gamer, I can't put it into words. It's just fucking mind blowing. As long as you can tolerate the
Shout out to Brian Helson.
Zaire, what was the next topic, bro? What was the next topic?
I'm sorry, just getting back at the PP. Shout out to my man Brian Helson for dropping $5 in the super chat. The next topic is D's Aura. It's like, no, I'm bugging out. Let me go.
What the fuck? Take another Seroquel, bro. Take another Seroquel.
Cancel event. 10 minutes called Bryant. What the hell is this? I'm sorry. Here I come. Location Zoom screen. I don't know what the hell is this. Candidly. I don't know what it is. I got an invite to something to do with some video game stuff in Boston, and I'm not going to Boston.
Yo, Z, you're on a podcast, bro. Come on.
I don't know. I'm not going to Boston. I don't know
This guy got an invitation.
Snap, come on.
This dude got an invitation to the Blue Lagoon and shit.
Yeah, I guess
what we doing here, man?
Keep that behind the door.
Keep that personal shit personal.
No, it's for you guys to know.
It's a fucking swingers party.
Okay, so
my man said.
Sony got blasted out over the last 2 days of showing. They said their games were too violent. Yeah. I don't understand that. I like what I saw. Like I said, I don't know if it's the alt left, alt right, communist, socialist. I don't know what the hell that was about. But I do like the way Sony handled it. So the game was made by adults to be played by adults.
The behemoth.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
You know what? I got a perfect thing to say here, and I think I'm going to go back to my boy Donnie D back in the day. If they don't like that sort of thing on Sony, we have a console for them. We have Lucky Tales on Xbox One.
We got Zoo Tycoon in 4K.
But I mean, I guess they said damn, Paul Rock, right, bro? Yeah, MPD King, your mic breaking up, bro. You got to short the mic, but what do you like? You mean, do you think the games were too violent, or like what? Like I don't understand. Like
Walking Dead's too violent. Fuck.
But is it the whole?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
That's the Harvey Weinstein thing that's going on.
It's just stupid. Like, first of all, we watch all this shit on TV all the time. Like you said, The Walking Dead, there's Breaking Bad. There's tons more violent shows on TV.
And there's other games that's more violent than that.
It's real life content. I love the fact that they actually stood up and said, "Nah, man, we're making games for adults. Games made by adults for adults. Fuck it, stick it.
Yeah,
you don't like it? Don't play it."
I like that.
Fucking whiny motherfuckers, man.
I like that. I do. Like I said, I don't know if Microsoft would have did that. You know what I mean? But I do. Like
they need
that.
Games like that on Microsoft. Seriously, they need some shit like that.
I don't understand why video games get attacked, because you don't see this shit for movies and books and shit.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like fucking the scene didn't do anything different that you didn't see in Walking Dead. Like, did anybody complain when Negan was bashing motherfucker's skull open?
Yeah.
Nobody said a thing.
They praised it. Woo!
Nobody said
last
shit.
night, Roger. Yeah, I did it.
Let me tell you something. I think this notion
the
comes
way he busted that Chinese guy's skull was amazing.
I think
they bashed that shit to mashed potatoes.
I think this notion comes from the fact that the mainstream media still looks at gaming as a kid hobby or something like that.
And
but majority of people who play games is adults.
As a threat, they honestly, that's what I'm saying, because they know that the main age for a gamer.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. They're not in tune with gaming, bro.
But the one argument is,
I think they honestly are actually kind of threatened by the gaming industry, because
you cannot criticize
financially it rivals the movie industry, but
if you
the power of content creation,
the problem is
lies with the people. It lies with people like Next Gen, Rags, all those people out there, PewDiePie. Do you know what I'm saying? They can't control the media of the gaming media. That's why they're against it right now, man.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I'm just gonna put this out there. I've heard some people say, "Well, it's because in a video game you actually do the killings, you actually play and control this stuff, whereas in a movie you're just watching something. So the shock value there is a bit different. You're not actually engaging in this action. So what do you say about that?
The movie industry is just as worse, bro. But because you don't watch it, it's so many subliminal messages in movies. Oh man, I don't even go there. I don't want to even get that deep. But the movie, just because you're not controlling the character and you watching it, doesn't mean it doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah, but both applies. Both applies there. That logic applies to both movies and games.
Yeah,
so subliminal messaging and everything.
I'm not gonna lie.
when
When
it
you're
comes to-
watching a movie, it can be depending on the way it's directed. It can be more visceral because I don't know if you guys have seen Fight Club. That film is really, really, really violent and stuff.
How about this then? How about the Passion of Christ? That was a violent. We whooped the man ass 2 hours.
See, from the movie perspective, it's not
90%
about
of the
what's
movie
on the.
was
Yeah, but
it's not-
okay, but you and your friends, you guys can't reenact the Passion of the Christ. You can.
That was brutal.
Because
two
movies don't,
niggas,
bruh.
two willing niggas to reenact Fight Club.
Movies
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
attack you on the surface; they attack you subliminally. But I ain't finna go there. I ain't finna go there because this is a whole nother podcast.
These people need to understand, though, that the gaming now is mainly, honestly, these games. Particularly, these games are for adults, and these games are pushed for adults. The people that are watching these shows and stuff are mainly adults. Let's be real. I mean, kids aren't staying home from school to watch this stuff.
They watching that ratchet stuff.
I've never played a game or whatever the case may be, and had the urge to go out there and do it in real life. It's just the same thing can be said for movies. Some people watch movies, get caught up in the character, go out there and shoot up whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Joker dressed up as the Joker and shut up a movie theater in Colorado. You know what I mean? So if you're whacked out, you're whacked out. You know what I mean? But they were more pissed off. Here's the thing, right? If it wasn't been a male or a man up there that got stabbed or hit in the head or killed, it wouldn't have been any issue. But the fact that it was a female,
that's the issue right there.
Yeah, for real.
Like listen, you can't claim for equality and cry when something happens. What was one interview? Not interview. What's the guy name said? Well, if the premise of something that he's not going to buy the game now. What show was that? He was up there talking about the Sony, a big time show. Was like, no, that's just a little too much over the top. I'm not gonna get and play that game now. Yeah, bucket. I don't know if he's trying to ride on what's hot right now. This whole female thing. Listen, I don't mean to sound insensitive or anything. I just think that they just taking this way too overboard. Leave my games alone. You don't have to play if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I do like the way Sony handled it. It's a game made by adults. Thank you, Chanel. For adults. And I think that's awesome. I like the way they handled it and the way they played it. You know what I mean? Actually, I don't think Microsoft would have probably did it as well. You know what I mean? They've been out there hum. You know what I mean? I like that. Game made by adults for adults. I have another question before we get the hell up out of here. I've been saying, which is shocking to me, that God of War is getting a little hate. People saying that now they're a little concerned about the direction of the game. What do you guys think about that? I think
that's K Mega.
Yeah, K Mega.
I'm reading this article. It's a few articles. It's actually 3. Here's one here from the 4. Here's why I'm a little worried about God of War. He's talking about the QTEs and direction, and then you having the protagonist.
QTEs have always been there, though.
Right.
He said there hasn't been much in the way of a real story, and the fixed camera overhead.
It's just all around Spider-Man too.
They're talking about the fixed camera, the protagonist, and the QTEs. Like to me, I like the direction.
Which game is that?
God of War. I think it looks amazing. I'm a God of War fan. I can't wait to play it. Like you think people just nitpicking?
Well, a lot of people are complaining because number one,
they complained about the QTEs and Rise.
No, I heard a lot of complaints about the kid. They're like a lot of people are saying that they don't like this whole Last of Us type narrative going on with it, with this kid and everything. But you know what? I think it's good. It's good progression. We're seeing a big departure from the original God of War series, and it. Like All Day said before, he said that change is needed in the franchise, and I agree with that. So.
I like it. I know what I think. I know Kim. I'm talking about my brother Kim Megan. He didn't like it because of the camera angle.
He didn't like it because it's on Sony's platform. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, now I'm gonna say this right. Now I know the other God of Wars, the character was kind of smaller. You know what I mean? So maybe, but the character is kind of big now. Like as far as the screen size on the screen. You know what I mean? But to me, like the game looks, the combat looks fluid. You know what I mean? Honestly, I never really played it for the story, but I'm all about the action. To me, it looks great. I can't wait to. And that some people were saying that man got a downgrade. I think the game again looks amazing.
I say Peter Parker got a downgrade. He looked like he's got Down syndrome.
Yeah.
That he doesn't look right at all, bro. That's not my Peter Parker.
No.
When's that game coming out? Is it next year? Oh yeah,
next year, 2018.
Spider-Man.
But I think the game looks great though, except for Peter Parker. It looks great. I wish they'd let me play as Miles Morales. I'd play as Miles.
Facts.
But maybe we'll get that because it's
the real
right?
I think,
the Black Spider-Man.
Was it Black Spider-Man?
Yeah.
The guy who's actually Spider-Man in the comics right now.
No, he's Latin. No, he's
Spanish. He's half black and half Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Man, don't be taking credit. It's bad enough we got Trump. Now we gotta deal with you too.
Last but not least, when we get the hell up out of here, I asked a question in the earlier video. I don't probably know the answer. What was a better showing? Sony's Paris Games Week or Microsoft's Gamescom?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like donuts and controllers, I mean,
that's easy.
By landslide.
Yeah, landslide Paris Week.
It's not even close.
Paris Games.
Hey, I give it to Paris Week.
I mean, fuck, they showed Recore again.
Paris Week. At least they showed some new shit.
The fuck?
So Paris Week was dope, man. Like, and I say this, and I kind of understand what Jim Ryan was saying, because the games that they did show did look good, even though it was on the Pro and it's underpowered. But for what it's worth, the Spider-Man, the Gods of War, even that Ghost of Tsushima, all of those games, production-wise, even Last of Us 2, the production value of those games was incredible. So,
I give Sony credit for that, like the way they sell you. And I don't know if it's the fact that they're part of the media, like as far as media, as far as the movie industry, and how they're able to present the very cinematic. Like I said, I will give them. I've always given them credit for that, with the way they show the showing of the game or the way they present them. Kind of pulls you in with the music, the orchestra, the piano, stuff. Moving forward, right? I guess at the end of the day, and I don't know. Do you have, what do you call it? What's the name of it? What's the samurai game name? Ghost of something? What's the name of it? Ghost of you just said it.
Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, now and again, and we're gonna close this last question. We're gonna close the show with this. You have Sucker Punch, right? What did they make this generation? They made what?
Infamous.
Dark Light.
And again, Infamous too?
Yeah, Infamous. They made Infamous. I'm talking about this generation. You got Infamous, and you had to stand on what Dark Knight or Dark Knight, whatever the case.
No, Last Light.
Last Light. There you go. Sorry. And again, I don't have what Xbox guys arguing with this, but
here we go. Go ahead and put it out there. You got to reiterate. Go ahead and put it out there again.
No,
we know it's coming.
It's a different show.
We know it's coming. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. I know it. Here we go. See, I know some people that know
Xbox guys.
Hey, post up. Let them preach.
It's gonna go like this. I know some people that know some people.
I'm not even going to
say. Here we go. It's gonna say. I know some people that know some people. I'm not even going to go there. And I was told that we do not go to college and learn how to develop games.
Given the fact that what Sony is doing or what Sucker Punch is doing, outside being the Xbox guy, why wouldn't you want to see the Coalition or 343 or whoever else make something outside of Gears, Forces, and Halo? How could you even argue the fact? You know what I mean? Like that right there, I would never understand. How could you argue against having more games? Now, Juice, I know you're more of an Xbox guy. Do you still feel that way?
I never said I felt that way. I didn't want them to just make Gears, Force, and whatever.
Oh, you didn't? I'm sorry, but okay, well, as an Xbox guy.
I mean, I want them to see, the studios branch out and make a couple different, type of games, but I don't want it to take away from Gears or anything like that. I want them to keep improving on that. But at the same time, they should, because it's more games. Why wouldn't you want it?
Sony got a lot of studios too. So, and even that, they allow their developers to kind of test things out to, build on different concepts and try different things out. And whether they succeed or not, what I'm saying,
I think Microsoft got some shit in the works, man. I think they are allowing their studios to do different stuff.
I think they got some things in the works.
The Coalition or 343 said Halo wasn't coming right away. So what have they been working on this whole time?
They take their time with that.
They're gonna have to. The debacle that was Halo 5.
That fucking trash.
So hopefully they've been working on something else, and we can see what that is.
Hey, but you can replay Halo 5 with 4K assets, so that's good for you.
Shit, I'm playing Halo 5 right now.
The multiplayer is flame though.
Yeah, the multiplayer is good. That's that story. Man. Remember how Microsoft said you can start deleting sections of games? Yeah, that's the first one I'm getting rid of.
That's cool, but the story's still there, but the multiplayer you can play forever though.
Yeah,
at least the game got legs.
Yeah.
Nobody's hating the multiplayer, bro.
You know, Sony games don't have multiplayer like that.
That's fine.
Games just die.
Wait, you can delete parts of the game. You can delete the story and keep the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's coming. That's
As a Sony dude, why would you want to delete the story?
That's hot.
All
right.
Yeah, to save
developers
space.
got access to it. They just got to implement it. It's a tagging system where they.
I can't wait. Woo!
Yeah, got to delete both parts.
Oh,
look at this. Hey, how the Xbox Live been on Puerto Rock?
What happened?
He love it.
Motherfuckers
He
go
love
crazy,
it.
bro. You know what? They need to advertise you motherfuckers. People might actually buy this shit.
Hey, the parties be cracking, don't they?
Get my man Norton out there to sell some family.
Hey, the parties be cracking, don't they?
Get my man Norton advertised with a purchase on a One X. You get to be friends with Norton.
Hey, that dude a fool, bro. That boy had my stomach hurt, man.
You know, I love the way people.
I was laughing so hard.
No, I'm reading.
Kept me up till 1 a.m. and shit on his bullshit. I'm like, this dude, I gotta go.
I'm reading a chat, and one thing that like seems to come up a lot with the argument with Sony about having these single player storied games that, you know, they're one and done sort of things. But these people have to realize, just like with a great movie and stuff, you can't like something, you can't be entertained by something one time and be done with it. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
you can, but shit, it's a video game.
Look, if the single player experience is really, really good, sometimes it warrants a second playthrough. And Sony just announced that they're looking into microtransactions, so DLC could be something they can do to extend that experience the same way they're doing with Horizon Zero Dawn right now. Not all single player games are one and done. If the experience is
but I'm just saying,
you play through it 2, 3, 4 times.
Even if you only play it once and it's a great experience, it's well worth the $60.
Yeah.
There's no fucking arguing that. But you got guys like Others Inc. that are just plain just ridiculous in there.
Yeah, my man, he's too far off left sometimes. I mean, the Xbox dude, but he's just too far at the time.
I don't like games. I want just to play with my friends and, you know, play Jenga all day. I don't know what the fuck you like.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's show, damn, D done took me off his friends list and blocked me.
Yeah, D came ready today, bro.
What the fuck all you guys? Fuck all you guys. If you guys enjoyed the show today, man, hit the like button, man. How about this, right? If we get up to 150 likes, I got the code right here. I got 6 months free Xbox Live right now. I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
Hit the like button.
No, I need that player.
I got 2 of them. I'm sorry again. Shout out to Robert.
I'm one of them Puerto Rock customers right now. I'm doing I'm doing bad right now.
I can teach you a thing or two, dog.
I need to holler at Puerto Rock.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the show, he said, my man Alex Escobar. He said, D, can I get a Ryzen chip tomorrow? We got Post Up versus One Stop for Gamers.
Yo, that shit's gonna be lit.
You know what I mean? We got Post Up versus One. Like I said again, if you're interested in coming a part of the show,
yes, sir.
So check it out on the Patreon. We got I have something new that I'm trying to unveil next week. I need about 2 or 3 more guys if you're interested. My man George Arena, shout out to you as always. If you're interested, support the Patreon. We got the new shirts. They're rocking, they're cracking. What else we got going on? Also, too, like I said, next week, once the X come out, we're starting our leagues and everything. So if you're into 2K, I'm going to be running that there. If you're into Madden, we're going to have a league running for Madden.
Catch me in that Madden.
Gears. We're going to have a Gears league.
Catch me in that Gears, too.
Yeah, we're going to have, you know what I mean? So, you said, Blizz, what time? What time for what?
Look,
man, you talking about Blizz for what? I'm just saying, we're going to start, like I said, when the X come out, whatever the case, we're going to be running, you know, like I said, I'm going to make a 2K league for 2K. We're going to have a Madden. So all the top games, on far as abroad, we're going to have one of us running that. So everyday games and prizes and stuff. Like I said, you know, we over here working, man. Something new that we're doing. You know, they ain't doing it like us. You know what I mean? Live streaming. We back up at it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as Z would say, I done heard your cries, I done heard your tears.
Yeah, I done heard.
I know everybody been in the chat like,
he said he done
"Post
tasted
up, you
tears."
better demolish this one stop, dude." I said a lot of people got a lot of disdain.
Yeah, shout outs to Post Up. He's about to clip One Stop for Gamers.
So everybody want me to clip him, so I'm gonna take it serious, man.
Pluck him, bro.
Serious.
That's what I'm saying. You're about to lose your YouTube virginity.
Everybody want me to clip this dude. I don't know what he done to the community, but everybody I done seen, they told me to demolish him. So
hey, listen, you know, next gen is Greg Petty. You know, Greg Petty and real old school.
Kill that
I unblocked him. I hopped on his channel just to bring you in. I need his head on the mantle with a hockey stick, bro. I need him fried, dyed.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Like,
I'm doing my research now.
You gonna do it, man, for real?
Yeah.
You don't need to do no research. There's a video out there. The only video you need to watch is One Stop for Gamers, the Kentucky Fried Chicken Nightmare. Go watch that.
What?
Go watch that.
Are you serious?
That shit's horrible. That shit is horrible.
You just gave Nick like 2, 3
for that, man.
more views.
After that video, everyone started going at him. After that video, everyone started going at him.
Oh, man. Is that actually a video, bro?
Yeah, that's actually a real video.
That's actually a real video. That's a real video, man. While I was back there talking about Johnny D. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. But anyway, thank you again for rocking out with the multiplayer podcast. Listen, I got the code right here in my lap. 30 more likes right now. I got 6 months Xbox Live. I got 2 codes. I got Forza Horizon 3. Let's fuck it. We're going to do this like this. I got Forza Horizon 3, and I got 6 months Xbox Live right now. Hit the like button. We get to 150 likes. I'm dropping them in the chat right now. Put the code in. Right.
Hit the like button.
Come on. What's up? What's up? Now, y'all nigga, I'm going to count to 20. Y'all don't want it? These niggas, they must got it already. Fuck it. They must don't need it, man. Say no more than shake. I ain't going to beg. I give it away during the live stream. Fuck it. But anyway, thank you guys again for rocking out. Oh, they going up. What's up? What y'all going to do? I got 6 months live. Let me ask you guys a question. All right, listen, I play this. All right, play this. If I let D give it away. Next. He says seducing vocals, next gen deserves way more grannies. Yeah. Megaton. Yeah, I hate crap. What's going on? Everybody hate crap, man. Crap is a big deal. Everybody hate crap, man. Hey, nah, it would never be a Z versus Hard 8, brother. I'm sorry to say that. That'll never happen, man.
Puerto Rock versus Crap Gamer.
Ooh, shit. What's up? Y'all want to have that?
That shit has to be a Patreon payment.
Yeah, they got paid for that.
Yeah, he said that's pay-per-view, right? That's pay-per-view, huh?
No, I'm like Mayweather. I better see the contracts first.
Yeah. But nah, man, thank you all for rocking out with us, man. Sade, but thank you. It's been a great show today. That's all. I'm hit this motherfucker. This clean, man.
I better get 24 months of Xbox Live Gold for that one.